Hello and welcome back to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host Lex coming to you straight from the heart where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. Oh yeah, had to put that in a little different for you. For any questions, show requests, or feedback, as always, you can check us out at Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. That's YANDEX.com, and check out all the wonderful insights through all the multiple, almost getting to a couple hundred pages here soon on realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com, soon a .com to come along, as well as our wonderful platforms, and also rebouncing back to the .blogspot.com. There is, and I'm saying this every broadcast, and I wonder to myself, well, maybe I shouldn't, but it is, just in case you're just tuning in for the first time through over 100 plus episodes at this point. You can check out the Blogspot, the About Me section, the links to the wonderful books that we have released, and another one coming about understanding the definition of emotional intelligence by me and my friend, a co-author. So it's really nice to kind of get the depths of that, and it should be circulating around at this point, but just check it out at theblogspot.com. All the links, disclaimers, and so much can be found there, as well as our platforms or our links too as well, can be found on SoundCloud.com, and TuneIn Radio. My God, tongue twister. Let's not start 2019 off this way. So we got TuneIn Radio. I'm sick of this right now. Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker.com, Spotify, and I know I probably missed a few in there, but I don't even want to try it at this point because you get it. You can find the links. So anyways, I want to definitely start it off without a crazy hitch. I already got like 20 blunders and tongue twisting moments, but that's what life is all about, a slice. And I want to thank you for also making a couple of these different episodes that have been coming up. You've definitely been hitting that play button, and we appreciate all the multitudes of you. I don't even know the numbers at this point because they're pretty big, but thank you so much for tuning in. And like I said, we're always here about enhancements, so let's get on in here. And I thought about different things going on. I have a lot of subjects I want to talk to you about, and I have a lot of people that want to come on and speak about subjects too, but I wanted to speak specifically on the understandings of basically our hashtag invisible heroes, right? I've been wanting to talk about this for weeks, and there's some really juicy ones that I want to get on too, but I've been saving those two for a little pina colada time coming up later on. Yes, indeed, that is us. So yeah, invisible or hashtag invisible heroes. Yes, you heard it. Yes, you did. Now, eventually, I'm going to have to roll out the second half of the Self-Illumination Part 2. But this is a steady course to kind of go forward as well that can be connected within these things. And I forgive the free-handed micness over here in my studio booth. But at the same time, we upgraded a lot of the software and different stuff. So it can be very strong. So I don't know how it's coming out of whatever you're playing it from. And my bad. But at least if it's clear enough so you can hear, that's the whole point of it. I'd rather have it be clear enough so you can turn the volume down instead of just having it so silent that even up to 100% you can't hear anything. So, hashtag invisible heroes. And this is more of a modification for your own mindset. I want you to really think about, as we sit here as a collective whole, who have been the invisible heroes other than the creator of all things. Now, let me go back from a snippet of a page. Now, me and my friends and I, when we were younger, Dana, Monica, different ones that hang around, Cynthia, all of them. I remember just different times. It could be with Tamara, different ones of my friends. I found myself in situations. Now, I don't know if it was I was the only person calling it into existence. Some may call it calling it into existence, meditation or focus or prayer. But I was sitting there when we would get in situations that teenagers, I guess we were kind of more rambunctious, would get stuck on the side of the highway or out of town to a whole nother town, not knowing how to get home, because we pissed the person off that she was talking to and whatever else happened. We were just kids. We like to have teenagers, like to have fun. I wasn't the dating type. I was more like the observative type. And if I did date, it would have to be like, it was kind of selective, I still had my teenage kind of mindset growth. And all of a sudden I would pray and say, you know what? Father, I know I shouldn't be out here. I know I shouldn't be doing this or whatever it might be, but it sure would be beautiful and nice to please help us find a way home so far. Or home. Well, get back into town. And I remember it was just like, I literally, like, not even like maybe a half an hour later, it would just be to the point where someone would say, okay, I'll bring you home. Oh, yeah, you want to go get something to eat? Let's get something to eat. Like, just cool, nice people. It just come. And people can say, no, I don't believe any coincidences happen. Just like the other day, I gave $10 away going to buy lunch for a colleague of mine. Two colleagues, just getting little snacks for them. And I'm like, okay, this is like some, extra parking money, whatever. And all of a sudden later on, I think I got slapped with like $15 someone handed me out of the blue. And I'm like, what is all this about? I'm like, it's almost like you give it away, you get back, And at the same time, I look at just invisible heroes. And I mean, it's not just the point of getting stuff or the attraction of the law of attraction. It's not the point of, having someone step in every time we decide to make an ignorant or a crazy mistake when we know we shouldn't. But those times do come in. But they come from our parents. They come from our siblings. They come from different walks of life. They could be someone who you're starving and you're so hungry and they come over and say, hey, you know what? I didn't know if you were hungry or not, but I brought over a loaf of bread or, a can of soup. Or maybe someone decides to work at a store. You don't even know them, right? And a lot of people do this. I've heard this whole networking of people going to get this food, collecting it at different places, and even cool artware and stuff like that, because a lot of stores just throw out good stuff because of, quote, shelf life and thousands and millions of pounds of food every week, which is cool if you're safe and you know what you're doing. But what if that person decided to say, I'm going to throw away this turkey club or turkey sandwich out here. It's wrapped up and everything, and throw this banana away, some other stuff. I know it's completely healthy, but let me just put it in the trash. Maybe someone will come pick it up. And you happen to be that person that had a great meal because they put that back there. You don't know. Or maybe they're unconsciously or just not really focused on why they're doing it. The whole point of the matter is that it's an invisible hero. Okay? And it could be your mom. It could be your dad grinding it out, doing whatever they have to do to make sure the roof stays over your head. To make sure, man, you know what? That's amazing how I'm sitting here relaxing, enjoying the time of my life, and my parents are still concerned about what I'm going to have next week, what I'm going to put in my car for gas. Even though they're tired and they need a break, man, they really care about me. Or my spouse, look at him, going to work every day. Her, going to work every day, making sure we're okay. Just doing what they need to do. Or, man, look at them. They're scrubbing the floors every day so we can walk on something that's just so shiny. Whatever it might be. You know where I'm coming from with this, okay? So don't get too deep of that. Yeah, but I'm saying, please forgive me. I mean, I've been in a chaotic store all day long, like literally all day long, from all this crazy shopping that's been happening and, me dealing with the holidays and so forth too. My invisible heroes of having one of the good new friends that I've met. They came all the way from Mississippi and Tennessee, and they remind me a lot of my sister who passed, and their aura, their spirit, and I see her as an invisible hero because she gave me some words that really touched my heart, and it almost made me break into tears, but it also gave me more strength. It fueled me, and I didn't know her 3 months ago, but I'm glad that I know her now or know of her now. It's a beautiful feeling. And at the same time, it's something I needed. That was an invisible hero for me on a personal note. Someone saying, I forgot to bring my little Nutri-Grain bar to work. But someone decided to bring, a little, I think it was a bagel or something like that. I'm like, wow, that's nice. Invisible heroes can be anything. They don't have to be a certain person or stipulated with a certain thing or a certain attribute or a certain moment that it happens. Invisible heroes are everything. Invisible heroes are our hearts pumping. It's the invisible hero of making our lungs go and our ears listen. What is your invisible hero? Is there a loved one or a friend? Is there something in your life that you see? Is there a boss or a supervisor, a leader? Is there someone who volunteers their time and their love? Is there someone who's just amazing other than the greatest spirit of all that created us to even see or feel these amazing essences that happen? What are the defining lines of understanding what the invisible heroes are and who? You notice I said what and who and what and when. And you should also get out a book. I want to talk about that. Jotting some of those things down. Invisible heroes in those moments. And I was actually thinking about, I've been hearing this from, I think it's, I can't pronounce his nice name correctly, but Darren Hartley. I got it. But I think Jay Shetty has said the same thing about it too. When he was saying, a couple people actually, and I thought about this too, have the understanding of getting something. I might mention it in another episode coming up so we can refresh the course, but get a jar and write down in that on a little note, okay, and just put it together and write a jar and put all the good things that happen, like a miniature snippet diary of that moment, no matter how small or big they may be. Or even if people want to get a notepad, you can do that too, and just maybe fold every part that you write on. And then when New Year's comes, or the end of the year comes, even for Christmas or Thanksgiving, even thankfulness, look at every single little thing that you put in that jar and look at how extraordinary your 12 months of another year has been. So you have something good to reflect on. I felt that in my heart, even though all the tragedies we've endured, my family and I, and I'm pretty sure many, many of you are enduring your own private hurricanes, there's still something to be happy for. And I was happy just to have you all to speak to and converse with and be able to just grow as a whole and know that you guys are on this journey with us. It doesn't take 1 million likes or 17,000 subscribers from a YouTube channel that's not open yet, but I'm just saying I don't need that validation. But I know, like I said before, 1 equals 1 million. And if one of you are out there, and I know there's many of you, but if just one of you take that message and ripple effect that to 1 million people, those million turn into another 1 million people are affected, and another 1 million people are affected by the ambiance of what you're nurturing yourself from what we collaborate about, to dive deeper into ourselves as a whole. So ultimately, in some small or minuscule or big way, one person or myself or whatever we're doing is affecting the whole universe somehow, just our vibration alone. So it's working, no matter what it looks like, it's working. But I just wanted to have us look out there and, excuse me, almost made me choke up a little bit. But think about our invisible heroes, just give appreciation for it and acknowledge it. Look at those times where you're like, man, I didn't even know that was happening. And honestly, there's this channel I've been looking up. It's called Mr. Nightmares on YouTube. Now, come on, I know the name is cliche, whatever. But at the same time, it's pretty, it's pretty rocking out there. It does have some stories on it. That's from Reddit users, different ones, and different people's walks of life. I can't claim if it's 1,000,000% or 100% real or not, but I believe that it is. I do believe that at least 90% of them are. And people go through a lot of stuff, and they rather tell someone to narrate those experiences than saying them themselves. But at the same time, I listen to those stories, and the moment that they got away from a situation or crazy stuff happened, I look at it like, man, either way you look at it, there's always an invisible hero that's in front of the scene and behind the scene of every situation. No matter how tragic the event may be, there's an invisible hero everywhere you go. And matter of fact, we are all invisible heroes. Every time you're listening to something to enhance and dive deeper into who you are, every time you're permeating that circle and moving and expanding to affect the lives of others in a positive way or just express who they are, you are an invisible hero. Yes, you're seen and maybe you're heard, but at the same time, when they look back and reflect on, man, how did I get through that? How did I have food on the table? How did I get gas in my car? Well, who was there in that time when I really couldn't get home? Who was there to help me with this? Or who was they're going to think about you. Now, remember what Maya Angelou said that I recorded before. People will forget the things that you've said. They will forget the things that you've done, but they will never forget the way you made them feel. Remember that. It's the feeling of what invisible heroes are and what they do that permeates with you. You can say, oh man, yeah, funny joke or something like that. It just sticks on to you. Oh, remember what they said a little bit. Yeah, it was so cool. He was a funny guy. Yeah, okay. A lot of funny people you meet. That's fine. Makes you feel good inside. Yeah, it's a feeling. Oh, I forgot. Didn't he? Oh, he did borrow me $500. Or she did, help me with my car payment a few times. That was really nice of her. Yeah, I remember that a little bit. But you know what? Man, the way they made me feel like I didn't feel like I was, guilty or feeling horrible about that. It's the whole resignation of how we feel, the feelings. And I remember Joyce Meyer was saying, it's amazing how, I was looking at one of her passages in her books. I typically don't look at a lot of material from other people that much. And when I do, it sticks in my mind differently. But I just remember when I read a snippet of her book, my mom had handed me that, one of her daily, looks. It was kind of like, we have a million feelings about a million things. Like, we're always so adamant to say, I'm having a bad day. Oh, I got a headache. I don't feel well. And it's fine to express ourselves, but it seems like we want to tell every single person that comes along how bad we feel. But when it comes down to just waking up, having an energetic day, feeling wonderful, people almost don't know how to explain that. They don't even know how to talk about, like, oh, what's wrong with you? Are you drinking too much coffee? Or what happened to you? Did you get someone last night? It's kind of like, okay, how come I just can't be happy to be alive? That's the whole point. They always know how to resonate with you when you say you had a bad day, because they're ready to tell you their bad times too. But it's always something when we share the goodness within us. Man, I'm having a great day. It's amazing. It's wonderful. Why? Because even though I might be tired right now, maybe my back hurts, maybe my leg hurts, it's still good to be alive. And the moment you start speaking into a better vibration, your invisible hero shows up. You become an invisible hero. And it doesn't have to be some Phantom of the Opera or something that you do like a Secret Santa thing. Sometimes the little minuscule minor things that you do, whether it be opening up a door for someone or just letting them cut through line, that's an invisible hero of itself. And they can become invisible heroes and have their capes up under them. So just remember, you know what I'm saying, you dig it, you get it, you're RDDC family and you're an enlightened being, you're wonderful and awesome. And I just want to say, just be who you are and understand the feeling of what I'm saying. You can always be the change and feel the passion and embrace the power of the spirit. But you can also be the invisible hero that you are meant to be, and others are being within your life and have been and are pursuing to be. And you're the light in the way of understanding what that is. And you can always find that road in that journey as long as you let the creator of all things guide you there, specifically to what you need to do with your time here, to live full and die empty and give every great thing inside of you away, so you can just be completely serene within your spirit. So I just want to cut that up. Don't want to get too long. This is your host Lex, always coming to you straight from the heart. Happy New Year 2019. It's a wonderful beginning to a wonderful thing. Check us out. We are at Real Double Dose channel on Instagram, RDDC Lex Team on Facebook. We are on those handles. We do have the blog spot and different things going on. Check us out. See what's up. Shout out to us. Check out the photos and all the other things that are coming soon. Again, that's Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com, yandex.com. And you can check us out at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. Anything that you want to get into, just check it on out. We're here. We're open. We're flowing for you, to you, and with you. We love you. Open your minds. Hashtag Invisible Heroes. And we will be back with you very, very soon.